All right, I'm back with Rapid Fire. I've got George Dorsey and Casey Strunk, and this is where we get real. No, they're not going to get naked, but we are going to expose them to all their demons. So, Casey, starting with you, what was your most memorable year and why?
My wife will not like this answer, but when I went back to Northwestern in September of 2000, that was...
Homecoming or what?
No, when I reported back there just to go to school.
Oh, okay.
I had a lot of fun for 4 years playing golf with my best friends across the Midwest, so that was pretty cool.
There's no shame in that. George, what skill do you think everyone should have?
That's a good question. I think the ability to communicate with others. Like it's
Huh?
something
Did you
that I
say
think...
something? Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly. No, I think that's something that lacks, that people just don't know how to communicate with each other.
Casey, what is the one thing you wish you could change about how you live?
Just being more present, dumping the phone, being around the kids more.
George, what would you like to do if and when you retire?
Yeah, I want to be a scratch golfer like Casey. Are you kidding me?
Casey, what's the best advice you've ever been given?
Everything good in life comes past the point of wanting to give up.
George, what are you good at cooking?
I love smoking, so it's one of those. And
Like a fatty or a
both,
cigar?
Yeah,
or
you
what?
know, my wife got me one of the big Traegers. I love doing the barbecue.
George, what was your fondest memory as a kid?
Playing baseball with my dad. Like that definitely was just baseball with dad.
Do you have one?
Summers in San Diego with my family.
There could be worse things in life.
Yeah.
They didn't leave you at one point, did they?
No.
Hey, where's George? Left him on pier, whatever.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll figure it out.
He's fine.
He's scrappy.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I'm going to go with cookie dough.
George?
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, you can't do that. All right.
That's why I was like, that's not a good
All right, this
question.
one's a deep one, cerebral, so
Okay.
put your thinking cap on. What did you learn recently?
Maybe this is homage to you because I was watching your other podcasts and things you did. I was just learning there's just different ways to manage people and different ways to look at your business. I mean, from this guy, that podcast that you did recently or interview or something, you did how you just being a leader and they asked you to think about it in a different way. It was just, I thought it was a really cool. There's more than one way to, I guess, skin a cat, and especially even leadership. It was super cool to hear.
Yeah, at the age of 38, I'm 41 now, I finally learned that all the small things that you don't think will add up actually do. Took me a while.
Is it linear?
Yeah.
Or exponential? There you go. All right, either one of you. What occupation, other than, of course, what you do now, would you have liked to try or were you destined for?
My two career paths were professional golf or employee benefits. So I would have loved to have tried to play golf.
So it's funny you say that because I actually started at the construction management school at ASU for Del Webb, and then I saw an engineering class, and I was like, oh, no. And I always thought I was supposed to, like, I loved construction, I love building, I love the understanding of it, but as soon as someone makes me take some math, I'm like, I'm definitely just going to go into sales.
What is the best part of your morning and why?
Waking up the boys. So my two boys, I love seeing them in the morning. They're little, so it's fun.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. I mean, they go from 0 to 100, so it's the best part is because they're just a lot of energy, so it's a good time in the morning.
My alarm goes off about 4:15, and so it's that half hour
Overachiever.
between when I leave the house having my coffee and when I go to the gym. So
You mean the Heaven Our No One Talks to you?
yeah.
All right, another kind of deep one. Who's your favorite person in the world right now and why?
You know, I listened to Condoleezza Rice speak at one of the tee-off luncheons for the waste management about 2 years ago, and she's one of those people that has a very common sense.
Bless you, Kendall. It's all good. We need those funny interruptions on here anyway.
A very common sense approach to all of the problems that we're facing today.
Yeah.
And will not get into politics again ever. I'm fascinated by her, professor at Stanford, member at Augusta. She'd be a good one for me.
What are you reading or listening to right now that would have, inspiration for the audience?
So The Comfort Crisis, Michael Easter, just finished that one, and now I'm reading his new book, Scarcity Brain. And it just talks about these scarcity loops that we're wrapped into, whether it's our phone, gambling, eating, alcohol, all of the things that are being gamified in our life to make us repeat behaviors. But those are two great ones.
And I'm reading the Challenger Sale, just the way to help challenge the status quo of the way things are sold, the way you approach things, the way you talk to people, all that good stuff.
Okay, we're gonna end it on the always the funnest one ever. Yeah. What movie could you watch over and over again? You go first, George.
Wolf of Wall Street. So I think it's just something about it just gets me
classic.
every single time. I'm like, God, just because you think about how fun would it be just to be in his shoes for like 6 months. or a month, an hour.
Maybe
And
6 hours.
you'd probably die after
Yeah.
5 minutes.
How
But
about
hey,
you, George? Casey, sorry.
Any bad action movie that ran from 1985 to the mid 90s on TBS, like my dad and I just watched all of them all the
You've
time.
seen them all,
So,
yeah. All right, thanks, guys. That wraps up Rapid Fire.